What up, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are tuned into the Madden Underground podcast. Uh, what up, Mark Woodson, man? Definitely want to shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. We back. We got another week of Madden to talk about. We got another week of news to talk about. Got my guys B Guard, Philly, Snipes in the building. Working on this camera situation, but he'll be here shortly. Definitely, man. So how you guys feeling?
The dog ate my Madden patch.
That'd be better explanation than we've gotten so far from EA. So
Hey, hey, man, EA been EAing. You know what I'm saying?
Heavy.
nah, this is a new low. This is a new low.
Are we gonna start with this? Y'all want to start with this? Is this how you guys want to start it?
I kind of do.
Is this how you guys want to?
I'm down for whatever.
I'm ready to
It's
go.
what it
Let's
is.
drop it. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Madden NFL 22 October update drops, and it presents more issues. More issues arise. You know what I'm saying? So
Man.
imagine when a patch start patching, bro. So what I'm saying, like, obviously, yesterday the patch dropped. Everybody was geeked, especially if you hadn't started your league yet. You were like, hey, you know what? Scouting comes out tomorrow. We're gonna have it. All the sim dudes were like, yeah, yes, excellent. And then guess what? The game just broke. The game broke. Like it broke the game. Like the game is broke. So now guess what? You gotta wait even longer to play. But the crazy part about this is this leads me to my next issue, where last week there was a podcast that spoke on that the community would be happy, and they were testing out the game. And what did I tell you, Snipes? What did I tell you? I said the guys that are testing this game aren't going to acknowledge or recognize the things that are wrong with it because of the way they play the game.
They don't break the game like we do.
They don't break the game. So my thing is if you don't play the game, like play the game. You know what I mean? Where you got guys running things in your league that you guys probably ordinarily would ban. So if you're banning everything that people run, then you're not gonna know what breaks the game. So those guys, you're bringing in guys that ban the things that break the game. So why would you bring those guys in? Because they're not gonna break the game. They don't even do the things that would break the game. So
Right.
So what happens is you bring guys. So when guys like our guys get the game, they instantly notice B guard second quarter. Okay, something's not right. Something's not right. Something's wrong with the game. We need to figure out something because every time I flip the play, the defense gets tricky. Every time I hit this audible or I flip the play and I audible, the game freezes. I can't move. I have to take a delay of game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like these are things that you notice if you play the game in a particular way. All the MUT guys notice it instantly. Instantly. Like, wait, hold up, this ain't right. The game is crashing. If I do this, the game crashes. But the guys that play in the sim style, it's just they're gonna play it to the basic functions of the game, and that's good for them, I guess. But for scaling things, which the grand scale of things, it presents a lot of issues because you're not maximizing the capabilities of the game, and nobody's just pushing the game to its limits in the trial run. So I think that's where EA is messing up. But I'm gonna pass the baton to B Guard because I know he's been on it all day. He read the article today by IGN, and he had a lot to say on Twitter about it. So let's go, B Guard. What you got to say?
All right, so the article that you're talking about, I'm gonna say the writer's name. Gonna give her the credit that she deserves. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Kat Bailey.
Definitely.
So I think she did a pretty good job at asking some questions, getting into it. Interviewed Sean Grady. If you guys don't know who Sean Grady is, he's an executive producer for the Madden franchise. And if you read the article, she gets into, like, the game was pretty buggy. Like, one of the questions that I noticed that she asked, when it launched, Madden 22 was quite buggy, even by the most generous standards. I'm curious to what led to Madden having these issues at launch. The dude responds by saying, well, I would debate a little bit quite buggy. Like, already deflecting any sort of responsibility.
Yep.
And this is the quote. We have the quote on the screen that was presented to him. Do you want to read that part? That certainly there are bugs. that a fair amount of players will see. You want to read that part, B-Guard?
I'd have to scroll to it.
Okay.
Look at B out here. He doing at home school.
Hey, we said we'd be gonna be a little bit more professional, and that's right there. All right. I'm gonna read, and I quote for everybody who's not reading the screen. Certainly, there are bugs that a fair amount of players will see, and we'll react to those as quickly as we can. But there's also bugs that get exposed that very few of our players see, Grady says. We will still treat them with a high importance and react as fast as we can, but they're not impacting the millions of players that are playing our game. So I have to say that because, again, I just think the world we live in with social media makes it feel like any one-off bug that's out there is happening to everybody. What does that mean?
It looks like deflection to me.
It's a bug in your game. Whether it happens to one person or a million people, it's still a bug. It's still not supposed to be there. Like, it baffles me that they just pass the buck. It's like, oh, it's not us. It's really our player base that are causing these bugs or finding these bugs that we clearly can't. Sean, Clint, we are the ones who find it. Not your testing, anybody.
Those
in your
guys
QA,
are useless.
Nobody, all of you are useless.
Those guys
y'all can't do your jobs. Why does it take 5 minutes for anybody on Twitter to find the shit you can't? And I'm sorry for cussing, but good Lord, it is baffling to me. Just absolutely baffling that you guys get paid to do this and you can't physically do it. Like I said it over and over. Clint needs to be fired. This Sean dude needs to be fired. Like, how does this come out and everybody is just piling on y'all? Like I said, Clint needs to be fired. That Sean dude really needs to go too. Maybe all of those dudes need to be gone. And I've said on Twitter, I'm done with Ultimate Team.
Oh,
I've sold my players.
You can't put
I'm in
more.
the process. I'm in the process of selling my coins. Yeah, I'm in the process of selling my coins. I'm done. I'm not putting another dime till at least Clint is gone. And for everybody who said, "Oh, you shouldn't be calling for somebody's job," y'all are the same people who on Sunday want the kicker fired every time he misses a kick. I don't want to hear it from you.
Philly guy, what do you have to say about it?
Well, that's the first time I heard B-Guard's accent come out. And for those of you that don't speak French, don't worry about it. There may be closed captioning available to you. I'm not gonna say I told you so, BB James. I'm not gonna say that, and I'm also not gonna be calling for people's jobs because no. Just hear me out on this. I don't know of any organization or system that runs on one person, right? It's a culture. It's a group of people. It's an environment. And right now, EA's environment is not conducive to producing a successful video game. Now, if I'm a competitor, I am laughing. This is stuff that we laugh about. We're throwing jokes around. People are messing up. Hey, Snipes, you're pulling an EA, buddy. You're pulling an EA. I need to talk to you. You know what I mean? So it's those types of things that, again, it comes down not to cancel culture. Who's spending their money on this stuff? Who's spending their money on MUT cards? We are.
Man.
If you don't like the game, if the game is unplayable, if you've invested money in MUT cards and you can't even use them, I mean, what else do you need to know? What else needs to happen to you for you to stop spending money on a game that you've paid for and not put your time or your money to other good uses? I mean, look, this impacts all of us. And like Brian said, the MUT community, they're going to find it first because of the volume and the number of games that they play. Franchise guys will probably find it last. But at the end of the day, again, it ain't one person. It's a culture.
Yeah, I said all of them need to be fired. Every single one of them. Those are the two names I know. Those are the two names I know.
I want to hear what Snipes has to say about it.
If I know your name because of your damn crappy product, that's a bad thing.
Okay, that's strike 2, B guard.
Yeah, that's 2.
Wait,
He's
you're
2.
EAing
2 in the
right
bucket.
now.
2 in the bucket.
I would-
So
You're
all right.
EAing.
Snipes,
Stop
what do you got to say? Because I see the chat. They're saying that they had time to take Gruden off the game, but couldn't fix whatever's wrong with the game. They made that a priority.
You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is I was gonna bring that up, man. I was gonna bring that up. So, shout out. I ain't even looking at the chat, but shout out to whoever brought that up because I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring that up
later.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
Yeah, but we could talk about that later on. But my take is this, and me and Brian talked off air in regards to this. Okay. If it wasn't for Madden Underground, the love that I have for Madden Underground and for the community, and if it wasn't for me being a broadcaster, you know what I mean, and a commentator, I would never buy Madden again. That's where I'm at. I wouldn't buy Madden again. I'm done. Like, it's after seeing the interview today, when B-Guard posted it, shout out to B-Guard for putting it out there. When B-Guard posted it, the very first thing that I read, immediately I said, this is all going to be deflection. It's going to be all deflection throughout the whole thing. And that's exactly what it was. The woman is bringing out, she don't even play Madden, and she sounds like she mad.
Maybe she does because she hit him. She knew where to hit him with. She knew what question to ask. She knew exactly what. I'm not gonna say she don't play. She might play. If she had IGN,
she might play. Yeah,
she might be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of want to reach out to her and ask if she wants to come on the podcast.
Yeah,
I mean, she might be one to do that, like for real. But I think, look, at the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, it's enough is enough. It's to release just yesterday, and I told Brian this earlier today. I didn't tell B-Guard, I didn't tell Philly. I just did a game yesterday. I had three games I had to commentate. I might have somebody here that actually watched the very first one. It was a Strictly Ballers game. Listen, 2 straight plays in a row, this guy couldn't hike the ball at all.
Yeah.
He couldn't. He was pounding the button. He was telling us in the chat he couldn't hike the button, the ball at all. If it happens 3 straight times where you get a flag for the clock going down, it's booted. You know what I mean? So, and this is a playoff game at that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, enough is enough. Like it's just all of the issues that's going on. It's like enough is enough. Brian, I told you before as well too. What do we do? Because weren't we talking earlier about another issue where we were talking about a player getting injured?
Oh man,
you know what I mean? When we got injuries off,
the injuries are off, and the player gets injured randomly.
Okay. So so everybody.
But that let me know that there was a patch coming. When that happened, I said, "Oh, it's a patch is coming," because it's like,
right.
This makes no sense,
Right. So everybody imagine this. Philly, B-Guard, all of y'all imagine this. You in the Super Bowl. You got your star quarterback. And he all of a sudden gets injured. So now you lost the Super Bowl with your superstar X-Factor quarterback because of a glitch in the system.
Mm-hmm.
You just lost $600 because of that. Now, mind you, like if you were playing somebody like me and I knew that happened to you, I would just say, let's split it. It's not your fault. Let's just split the bread. But the average person might not do that.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm saying? They might be like, yo, I beat you fair and square. I want my 6 bones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it. Now, in a situation like that, how can you really defend that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all right, first of all,
I mean, it's ridiculous,
if I'm
man.
in the Super Bowl with you, Snipes, then it's the end of days. Okay? Me and you playing the Super Bowl, it's the end of days. But I will say this. Because Brian, you're trying to be a peaceful man, and I know that you have, you're a religious man at heart as well. But look, that injury glitch, it happened to VA Dimes. And I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying. Maybe the good Lord is sending him a message that it's time for him to do right and stop glitching. And it was a warning shot. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to read into anything. I'm not saying it couldn't happen to anybody, but let's be real. It happened to V8 Dimes. And I'm sorry. Hey, people in the chat, show of hands for how many people are sorry that it happened to V8 Dimes.
Look at Don.
Nope.
Don's like, but did he
Nope.
win though? Did he win?
Yeah, I mean, he still won the game.
Nope.
Yeah, he won the game.
Hey, but that's not a glitch. Sorry, Brian, that's not a glitch. What Snipes is talking about, that's a glitch. All right, me and Snipes being in the Super Bowl together, that's a glitch. All right, having a
That's
dimes
definitely a glitch.
is long overdue.
All right, so that brings me to my next question. All right, so like I said, everybody was waiting for the scouting to come out. The scouting came out. The scouting has bugs in it as well. So there's certain, you know what I'm saying? So
who would have thought?
So you go through you get to a certain point, and then boom. Now yeah, we said 5 times in the podcast. You get to a certain point, and then after that, the game freezes and then kicks you out. I'm not necessarily sure if the progress is kept or anything like that, but it gets to a certain point where it freezes or it locks up, and then you can't do anything. You have to back all the way out, and then you may not get the I guess whatever it was at the time that you were doing, may not be able to access it again because of whatever the prompt was or whatever. But yeah, it's there are a lot of bugs in the game right now, and my thing is that if I just feel bad for the Madden community as a whole, because there is no mode where you're safe in anymore. Regs, they just totally gave up on regs. Regs is whatever. Franchise mode, you're not safe there because they could do something and you may just lose your entire franchise because of just them being just total negligence. You know what I mean? And Mutt, you're spending all this money, you're doing all these things. I think there's a tournament this weekend, right? The ladders continue this weekend, right?
Yeah, the ladder continues this weekend.
Last weekend the ladders.
Last weekend the ladders, and think of the turmoil and agony and stress that you put those players under because they're trying to compete for the money and they spent money and things like this. Everything about this screams class action, but I'm just
big fact.
But I'm just saying, everything about this, you got people investing money in something to play the game at a certain level and things like that. You can't run RPOs right now because of RPO glitch, and that's what is that negligence because you didn't put a defense in the game to combat whatever it was that the RPO glitch consisted of. You know, instead of doing that, they banned it. So you have to ban it. You know, you ban that. Now you flip plays. Defense starts getting a little weird. Now you got to ban flipping plays too. Now, you get what I'm saying? Like what on a weekend when it's the last weekend of ladders and things like that, they have to do some type of actionary, movement because if they don't, it's just it makes them look bad on a grand scale right now. On a grand scale, and it's like. The game, everybody knows, like, football players, they don't take Madden serious because it's the furthest thing from real football to them. Like, I'm talking about NFL players. When you ask an NFL player, do they play Madden? They say, I mess with it a little bit, but I don't really play it like that.
B, let me add to that because me and you talked about that earlier too. Remember, I thought that I read an article. Matter of fact, I must make sure I send it to everybody as well too. 72% of athletes do not play Madden. They don't play Madden. No. 72% of athletes are playing Call of Duty. That's what they play. They don't play their own product. Their own product, they don't play it. No. They don't like their product at all.
Yeah, they got to be paid to do it. Derwin James is a prime example.
You got to pay these guys to play this nonsense. So and my thing is this. I've played Madden games with guys from EA, and off the clock, they say the game is trash. But what I'm saying, so I'm just telling you. I ain't gonna say no names because I'm not at liberty to do so. But
right,
let's just be honest, bro. Like it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun to play when the game just makes no sense. When you can't let me tell you what happened yesterday. Okay, there's an M factor where. When the momentum gets to going, you can't see the landing location of the ball. You know that little circle with the little X in the middle where the ball's supposed to land at. That disappears. But the defense can see it still. The quarterback can't see it. The offense isn't supposed to be able to see it, but the defense can see it. But
That is horrible.
It's
no,
gone.
no,
Gone.
no. Listen. After the patch, the M factor popped up on the game in my game in PS5. It popped up on the game, and the offense wasn't supposed to be able to see the landing location of the ball. Instead, I had all the momentum, and the M factor was on my side. The offense wasn't supposed to be able to see it. Instead, I couldn't see the landing location of the ball, but the offense could. So that was another glitch. That was so the momentum factors aren't even working correctly either. So that's and has anybody hit up an EA person about that? Anybody? No, because the people that are testing the game, no. But my thing is this: the people that were testing the game, they had a beta. That little FBA PH, whatever that thing where your gamer tag is bouncing all around when you're doing a beta. They had a beta that was going along with us while we were playing the regular game. There's still a beta out there where they're updating and testing it out prior to them loading it up to the game. So there's a beta out there that these guys are practicing and testing all the things on, and they didn't even catch that. You want to know why? Because the guys that are testing it were so fascinated with scouting that they didn't even think to even look about the actual factors inside of gameplay. And that's why I say the guys that test the game. I know Mo is up there now. I need Mo. I need y'all to get cats like Mo, that dudes that play the game. Like, get dudes that play the game to do the game testing, bro. Like, don't have no dude. Don't have no sim dude doing no game testing. Because like the basic football acumen, that's cool. They gonna be fine with that. But I'm saying, like, as far as gameplay goes, you need dudes that's gonna push the game to its limit so they can identify what's wrong with the game. I don't need a guy that's running toss here, toss there, dink and dump. And they running back. I don't need Philly guy testing the game. You know what I'm saying? I need the glitchiest cat in the community testing the game. I need that guy testing the game because he's gonna
wait. Time out. I'm legendary when it comes to glitches. What are you talking?
I'm talking about this century. But what I'm saying is that
I see. So because I decided to walk the righteous path, now you're telling me that I need to backslide for the greater good of the community.
Definitely.
Come on, man. Look, hey, that's not even fair. Definitely. You know, I think PA Dimes is in your inbox right now. Hey. I think he's making religious threats.
I would recommend them go with Dimes and let Dimes is a lab rat when it comes to Madden. Hit up VA Dimes, get VA Dimes in the lab with them, and have him break down what's wrong with the game. You can watch Dimes play a game and he'll tell you everything that's wrong with the game. So they're watching your videos, Dimes. Of course they're watching your videos. You run the most disconnected scheme in the community. But yeah, so
no.
Hey, look, I'll say this. So B-Guard, so you obviously you broke your stuff, huh? So we gotta pour some out.
Right? Pour some out for B-Guard's glasses, his shades.
There you go. So B-Guard. So in that article they read earlier, right? In the article they read earlier, didn't it state in the article as well too that they test? Let's talk about franchise for a second. That they tested with their office guys, with like 7 people.
7 guys.
Yeah, they claim the dude claimed to play in a franchise with 7 other people.
With 7 other people. Okay. 7 other people as opposed to 32.
32, bro.
Why are you not testing this with 32 people?
Let us test it. Let Madden Underground test the franchise mode. Want to know why? Because we got cats like McMickens. We got cats
I feel like that won't happen because I just scorched all Earth.
It don't matter, bro.
That might not happen.
It don't even matter. If you want to make your game better, let us test it, and we'll tell you everything that's wrong with it. Because within a day or two, because McMickens and everybody and stuff like that, they're gonna break down. They're gonna find even Swolissimo. I'm gonna shout out to Swolissimo because he's another one of those cats on the PS5 side. But those cats are gonna find the glitchiest stuff. They can find anything that's wrong with the game. They're gonna push it to the limit. Oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can I change my player, this or that?
Brian, can I interject and tell you what the problem with that is? They have to listen to the feedback. They clearly don't do that. So it's just yelling at a brick wall at this point. Like they're gonna fix the game whether they're gonna do with the game what they please. It's like you saw this thing with Clint when he got on stream, said, zones work just fine. 60-minute game. Well, the NFL teams are only scoring 24 points. And in a 16-minute MUT game, they're only scoring 24 points.
But you know where that comes from, though, right? That comes from that quote he said, right? That Sean Grady said. He said the game is impacting certain players in a particular way that it doesn't impact another group of players, right? So what that means is that there are guys that play the game and don't even notice the things that we're noticing. And the guys that aren't noticing the things that we're noticing are the guys that are testing the game. And that's what the problem is. That's what the problem is that you got the wrong guys testing the game. You got guys that aren't looking, that aren't flipping the play and doing all this thing because that's not how they play.
That's the problem. I think we need to move on to another topic because how much more can we just just go off on EA? Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna give us more material later on down the road.
Oh no, we probably more material by the morning. But
this makes better. They make the podcast easy.
Yo.
Like, how are we gonna dump on EA today?
Well, we still gotta stay on EA because guess what our next topic is? Our next topic is
would that be Jonathan Gruden?
That'd be Gruden. He's done, right?
Ooh.
So they removed him from the Buccaneers the Ring of Honor, and obviously with news today, instead of telling us news about the patch and things like that, they gave us news that John Gruden would also be removed from Madden too. So how do you guys feel about that?
Well,
I'm gonna let y'all go because
all
one of these things is not like the others.
Yeah,
Brian. First of all, you and I are not going to go get our glasses and put our glasses on. Okay, these two nerds right here, they're trying to sound intelligent. They're trying to be cool. You had shades on 1 minute, now you're goggling up.
Hey man, you saw the shade. I'll put the shades back on. It's gonna.
All right, there you go. Rock them. They broke.
All right, you know what?
There you go. Start a new fashion trend. There you go. Looking like LMFAO. There you go. Party Rock is in the house. All right, look. Here's what I'll say about the John Gruden situation. All right. It's a culture that he felt comfortable doing what he did in. It's a culture that we're all familiar with. It's a culture that is a little bit more difficult to sell when you have technology and social media the way that it is. It's a culture that was brought to the forefront last year. So all we've been hearing is excuses. All we've been hearing, they've had these hundreds of emails. Oh, okay. So who else is involved? How deep is this thing? What owners are involved? Because if you're trying to tell me that John Gruden is some criminal mastermind and that he's been speaking to people in a certain way that isn't accepted, if you're telling me that he's getting paid and he's speaking to those same people in that same manner, that tells me he's just part of the problem. And then when you add all of the other elements into it, when you add the racism, when you add the gender biases, okay, people can get distracted. They can say, well, wait a minute. He said some hurtful things. He said some racist things. But nothing was done until he decided to start talking about people's personal preferences, their romantic preferences. Look, this is not a contest. We don't compare the Holocaust to slavery. They're both terrible. And the only conversations that need to be had are how are we going to move forward and how are we going to fix what we know is broken? You can't start in the middle and try to act like nothing happened that came before it. You have to acknowledge it, recognize it, and you need to keep your mouth shut if you are not the party that's been offended. You need to open your ears. You need to listen. You need to be part of the solution. But moving forward, come on. It's bigger than John Gruden. It's big. You can't make him the sacrificial lamb. It's bigger than John Gruden. And I would actually like to see, for once, I would like to see the players. I want to see them say, you know what, we're not playing. We're not playing. We're not playing in the NFL. We're not playing in Major League Baseball. We're not playing in the NBA. We're not playing in soccer. We're not playing in any sports until you get this right, until you start the process. Because otherwise, Otherwise, no, we didn't, Snipes. No, we didn't. We saw people like, oh man, Kaepernick, oh he's doing this, or
Oh no, I'm not talking about
talking
football.
about basketball.
I'm not. I'm talking
whatever.
about basketball.
did that
We
last
seen
week.
that in
No.
basketball.
But what I'm saying is, collectively, right? This is an economic system. Collectively, they need to say this is unacceptable, and they're not doing it. So I don't, I have no sympathy for John Gruden, but the issue is bigger than John Gruden, and that's for me. That's what needs to be addressed.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll say this. I ain't even gonna be that long in it, that long in this situation at all. Philly said it best. To put it in a nutshell, he got caught. You know what I'm saying? You got caught. It's a digital stamp in emails. You're gonna get caught. I don't see how you think you could ever get away with anything like that and not. And yeah, it's a decade ago, but eventually it's gonna come. It's gonna come out. And somebody was sitting on that thing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But just like Philly just said, he ain't the only one doing this. There's no way. He ain't the only one doing this.
He wasn't talking to himself.
No, exactly. Like, who did he send the email to? I think I read
Bruce
it.
Allen. Bruce Allen.
Yeah.
Right.
The former Washington football team president and GM.
Okay.
Right. So you're telling me that Bruce Allen didn't talk to somebody else, or John Gruden didn't? This is the only person that John Gruden talked to. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. So it's way bigger than John Gruden. Again, the things that he said, totally unexcusable. He deserves to, I mean, obviously they said he was quote unquote resigned. I don't know about that, but again, they say he resigned. It is what it is. The Raiders had to move on. You know what I mean? Now at this point, they got to look at, who's going to be their coach now and who's going to be the coach in the future. And they're really going to have to look into that locker room, because now a 3-2 team, granted, listen, they're still over 500. And now you got a team that's dealing with a lot of rigmarole going around now. And now they got to deal with that. And that could definitely affect their season. I'm not saying they were going to have the best season in the world, but this whole situation, being that Gruden still said that he didn't want to be a distraction, it's too late for that. The distraction's there. It's done already. Even with you gone, it's still somewhat of a distraction to those players, because they sat there and they dealt with you for so many years. And to really understand now how you might possibly, quote unquote, feel about them, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to sit pretty with a lot of them. And like Philly said, I think that, some of these players need to step up and start talking about it and things like that. Now, I will say that they've done protesting in the NBA. You know what I mean? Anywhere from the Black Lives Matter to even back when it wasn't necessarily a protest per se, but when Donald Sterling was the owner of the Clippers, you saw the Clippers players come out and they showed something together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some sports are out there and they're trying to do something. But I think at the end of the day, like Philly said, everybody eventually has to try to open up and say, look, enough is enough with this foolishness here too. We got to do something about this. We got to get this out and done. You know what I mean? It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
Definitely. We're in the time right now. And to some people, society is so sensitive. You can't say anything these days. But no,
Man.
I think that people are just more aware now. You know what I mean? So it's like you got more eyes on you. You got more, like, you used to be able to say certain things and get away with it because you were saying that thing behind closed door. There were no hot microphones. There were no cameras to catch what you were saying. And, confidentiality was confidentiality. But nowadays, people feel a certain way. People have seen what happened to the generation before them and the generation before them and the generation before them. So that you hear the story. So now when you hear certain things, certain cats certain people not finna sit back and just turn a blind eye to it, turn a deaf ear to it, or anything like that. Society, we in a totally different world. The world is changing by the day. You know, so we got it. You can't go eat in certain states unless you're vaccinated now. You know, so it's like the world is different. You know, and some people have a hard time adjusting to the difference in the way the world is now. You know, we have people that are they've grown accustomed to things being a particular way, and I think that's what was John Gruden's Achilles heel in this situation, was him being accustomed and operating under a certain way, and then getting into a situation where the world changed and things that probably would have been swept under the rug or looked past. You got to acknowledge them now because of the climate of society right now.
Yeah.
Because of the temperature of society right now. You got to address it. So people are forced to address certain things that they ordinarily probably would have turned a blind eye to, because now you might lose money. You might lose sponsorships. Nobody wants to be associated with a toxic company or a toxic entity or a brand. You know, so when it comes to things like that, you just have to be you have to be your best self. Be your best self at all times. And I just hope this is a situation that encourages people to be the best version of themselves at all times. You know, because you never know.
Meanwhile, in Jacksonville, Florida,
a guy got off clean. That story saved another man. One man's problem.
It's another man's solution.
It's another man's solution. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy turned that footage or whatever it was.
He's like, that video at the bar is bad, but have you seen John Gruden's emails?
Emails like, hey, it could be worse. You know, so
took it right off. Took it right off of him.
So I guess I'll go and I'll have my thoughts. So when we were in me, Philly, and Brian were in the Discord, and we were discussing whether we were gonna do this topic. We were watching Monday Night Football, like we're discussing the podcast, all that, and we weren't gonna do this topic. We thought, we gotta let it, and then the news broke that there was even more. Then he had been let go. I kind of do want to address. Like, I am a white man from Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't know what it's like to be called any type of racial slur and have it mean anything derogatory towards me. So I don't understand. Like, I can never understand what that would mean. I'm gonna say that first of all. Second off, like, you know, and when he got let go, I saw the mob on Twitter like, well, he shouldn't be let go for something he said 10 years ago. Like, he's a different person now. John Gruden was 48 years old when he sent those emails. 48 years old. He knows exactly what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And it just so happened, like, I just looked up the number as you guys were talking. 58.9% of NFL players are African American. And he happens to be coaching the one gay player in the NFL.
Openly gay player.
Openly gay. You cannot have that dude come back and coach that team. Like, there was no way he could come back. And I get, like the cancel culture type stuff. Like, a lot of people love to take what really is being held accountable for something and turn it into, oh, he's being canceled. Like, John Gruden can make a living somewhere else. It's not like he got fired and he can never have a good normal life. He can never ever do whatever. He can do whatever he wants.
He's
just
got
not
money.
here.
He's got $100 million.
Just
He's got money.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of money.
Yeah, just not here. It's not like it's not like his whole livelihood's being taken away. They just don't want him in the NFL because of what he said. Which, if you read the New York Times article or the Wall Street Journal article, those are some really abhorrent words that he said. And I can only imagine what that's like, being black or being gay or being a woman, and reading that for somebody who for years was like the darling of the NFL. He was on Monday Night Football. He was the voice of football, pretty much. Him and Al Michaels, when he was on Monday Night Football, people loved John Gruden. And imagine watching him all those years, really looking up to him, and then like Philly, I think Philly said it or Snipe said it. Like, wow, that's what you think about me behind closed doors, or when you're talking to one of your friends. Which, by the way, that should also, like Philly and Wesley said, like, you're comfortable sending that in an email on a dude's work server? Like, you didn't send that to a private email? Like, you two were comfortable enough with sharing that?
Yeah, that's
Like,
wild.
it makes you think. Like, again, I think he had to go. Like, it is what it is. Like, he had to go. Like, and the thing is, they were gonna let the comments about DeMaurice Smith slide. They were gonna let that slide. And then Monday came, and okay, they can no longer let it slide. With the Raiders just could no longer deal with the bad publicity that their head coach has just brought in.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate.
And Bigard, I'll say this. I would never want you to know what that type of racism feels like, or what that type of bias feels like. That the fact that you're saying, that you're not familiar with it firsthand, I mean, that's an open and honest statement. And I wouldn't want you to even have that experience. But
Philly, hold on before. Let me
finish
clear.
my point. No. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
But the difference in what you're saying, and the difference between what we've heard and what we've been hearing, is you're not trying to tell anybody, oh, you just need to get over it. Oh, you just need to let that go. Oh, you just need to forget about it. None of those words have ever come out of your mouth. You're and I'm not trying to say, oh, B-Guard's perfect or any of us perfect, anything else like that. But what I'm saying is there's a clear distinction between people that listen to this, like you said before, and they go, oh, cancel culture. Well, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more that needs to be done. Oh, I'm woke. I've done a TikTok video and people like my Instagram posts. I'm woke. No, you're not woke. Because like Brian James alluded to earlier, technology has allowed us to visually see these cautionary tales.
In real time.
Right. We've heard about them. We've read about them. We've seen pictures, but it's a whole different ball game now, because now you get to see things for yourself. You get to witness things in real time. You don't have to take anybody's word for it. You don't. These aren't cautionary tales that are being told to you. These are actual experiences that you're having, and that's the horror of it all. Is because, again, you have an environment where people have felt comfortable. You have an environment where now people are questioning, hey, if he said that then, how does he feel about me now? How the decisions that I've made, the situations that I've put myself into. And you end up, yes, you end up learning more about yourself, and you end up not being as maybe as trustworthy and as open, but you've been put into a situation that nobody should have to be put into. And so I totally want to see. Not more people like you talking, B-Guard. I want to see more people that are telling us, hey, the owner said this. This person said that. This person said that. Let us be the judge of how we want to deal with these people now that information is made available. Don't try to sweep it under the rug. And don't try to say it happened 10 years ago. And don't try to say, oh, cancel culture. No. Let us decide for ourselves. Let us decide for ourselves how we want to deal with these clowns.
Like you said, when you do that, you're minimizing what John Gruden did.
Yeah.
You are 100% minimizing those actions. Let's put a scenario. Let's say 15 years ago it came out that I wrote the N-word on some email. It came out 15 years ago. How are y'all gonna feel? Are y'all gonna be like, oh, that was 15 years ago? Are you gonna ask me?
So like a
Ask me
trip to
about
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was going to say the same thing. I was like, we going out to Utah.
Sounds
What
like
you
a-
want
Hey,
to
I'm
know?
just saying.
What you want to
Sounds like a
know?
trip.
My point is like, there's no statute of limitations on that.
Nah, it's not.
There's not.
No.
Like, this is like, you got some explaining to do. Like, I would have to explain that to you guys. And the fact that people like my favorite one was, well, Deshaun Watson has been accused of so and so, and that's what I love to call like the whataboutism. Like you're trying to deflect attention off the subject at hand to another because you really don't have a good thing to say.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's
So-
nothing to say.
Yeah, so like if that's the case, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah,
Like, but like the thing that like just frustrates me is how people love to tell other people how they should feel. Like you said, Philly, that frustrates the hell out of me when I get told like, you shouldn't be mad about that. Like, I'll be mad about it as long as I want to be. Like, of like random stuff, like even like smaller stuff, like that's like big deal. Why are you so mad? Like, cause I'm mad.
yeah.
Like,
Everybody
or I'm
has that right.
disappointed, or yeah, like I get to get over it when I want to get over it, and nobody should be telling anybody how to feel about anything.
But speaking
Like-
speaking of disappointments, because that's a great segue.
That's a good segue.
Yeah,
That's
it's a great segue, right? You
That's
see
a
my-
great segue.
Great segue right there.
That's a great segue.
You know what I'm saying? Right to our next topic, surprises and disappointments. You know, and my surprise was the patch yesterday, and the disappointment was the way it played. But so
That's too easy.
you know, it was
That's too
that was
easy.
real
Come
easy.
on,
So-
do some real work. No picture books. Come on, B.
You know what I'm
James.
saying? So, hey, but no, surprise disappointment, just a little lighthearted. But we man underground, we gonna keep it real. Ain't no yes men over here. We gonna keep it a buck. B-Guard spoke, gave us a different perspective. We gave him a different perspective, and that's the beauty of this, because we wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for Madden. You get what I'm saying? That's the beauty of the gaming community, is that we wouldn't even be having these type of conversations in the gaming community. And these are things that ordinarily wouldn't happen, you know, if it wasn't. We wouldn't be talking to B-Guard about this kind of stuff if it wasn't for the gaming community. We know him through gaming.
Right.
So that's the beauty of it, and that's what I say, that I think like companies like EA, they kind of minimize the beauty of their part in the beauty of the gaming community, is that you guys are linking a lot of people, and you have an opportunity to continue to do so, but just make a product that's playable, you know. But anyway, let's talk about surprises and disappointments in the NFL. I'm gonna start with, let's start with Snipes, because we always start with B-Guard or Phillies. So we're gonna start with Snipes first.
All right, so my surprise are the LA Chargers. They are just, it's crazy how this team is finally finding a way to win at the end of games. They're finding their way. I love what the Chargers are doing. Justin Herbert, he's an animal, hands down. He's already up there to me he hasn't won a bowl or anything yet. I understand, but to me, up there, he's a superstar quarterback.
Definitely.
He's a superstar quarterback in my opinion. They're gonna go as far as he takes them. They're a great team offensively. He's got basketball players as wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
they
I
gonna
mean?
get the rock.
I mean, that's my surprise team right now. What they're doing right now in the AFC West. My disappointing team is in that same area, and that's the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs. But I can't really. I'll say they're a disappointment for the simple. But I'll tell you like this: I think that everybody now has their number. But what has been the biggest disappointment is that defense that they spent so much money on. They are horrific.
No, yeah.
They are terrible. Okay, they spent so much money on that defense, and they are so bad. You know what I mean? They need to make some moves before the trade deadline if they can. I don't know if they can or not, You know what I mean? But those two teams right there. But again, the Chiefs, that disappointing team right now. That the Chiefs are just, Patrick Mahomes. I think a lot of people are realizing too that Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. He can't do everything on his own though.
Definitely.
He can't.
Definitely.
He can't do it. He can't do it, and it's shown and proven now. He can't do everything on his own. You got to surround this guy, around some more offensive pieces. I mean, he's got some already.
They need a running back.
But they need a running back. That Edwards-Helaire, he ain't gonna cut the mustard, in my opinion. He's not gonna cut the mustard. No, he's not gonna cut the mustard at all. And then, like I said, the defense, although they thought they did a good job on it, right now they're just not gelling. It's still early, but as of right now, you talk about the disappointment. I gotta say the Chiefs for sure.
Okay. What about you, B-Guard?
My surprise team is the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think anybody expected them to be undefeated, the only undefeated team in the league thus far, as we gone. I mean, Kyler Murray looks like an MVP candidate. Chandler Jones looks great off the edge. D-Hop has always been great. Chase Edmonds had probably been, I think that's his name, the running back. He's been really good. Like, that team is really fun to watch, and definitely. I'm so excited. I get to go see them when I go up to Seattle in November. I get to go watch them play the Seahawks, and I am so excited to watch Kyler Murray. Like, I think he's probably the most exciting young quarterback next to Lamar Jackson that we have in the league. And my disappointing one was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Snipes just took it, so I'll throw in a second one. The Washington football team. Good hell, they can't stop a nosebleed, no. And that was supposed to be that was supposed to be their bread and butter. That front four was supposed to dominate. Like, their secondary is pretty solid. Like, their defense was supposed to be one of the top 5, top 10 defenses in the league, and they've been terrible.
Chase Young didn't get a sack to this weekend.
Yeah, like it's like, what is going on in Washington? Like, they are 1-4. I had them winning the division. Like, I thought that defense was going to carry them. And that defense has been the reason they've been bad.
Definitely.
And I just don't understand it. Like, that front four is supposed to be dominating, and they're just not.
Definitely. What about you, Philly?
Well, Brian James, I don't like to front run like Snipes or B-Guard. They like to put down the Chiefs, but they forget the Chiefs have been the hunted. And yes, it is early in the season. I acknowledge both of them have said that. But the only team that you need to talk about in the NFL as being the surprise team is who dey? The Cincinnati Bengals. Let's be real. We got my man Burrow coming off of an injury. He got his college, and they are playing lights out. And there was no reason to think that they were going to do this. Okay, I know maybe some of you simulated your Madden franchises to see which players were going to retire, and then it said the Cincinnati Bengals was doing big things. You were like, what? This is okay. EA is stupid, right? They got to patch this too. The Cincinnati Bengals right now, especially in the division that they're in, and I'm looking forward to watching them play. They are overachieving right now. To me, they're overachieving right now. Now, as far as the team is disappointing, I got to go with those Seattle Seahawks. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Russell Wilson and Metcalf and a lot of the players that are on that team. Okay, but we spent a lot of time on the podcast talking about the changes they needed to make because they didn't improve certain areas of their team. And look, you all know I'm a Jets fan. I love the 3 first-round picks that we got.
Congrats, by the way. Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. So, I was excited. I mean, I was blown away. I was like, 3 first-round picks for this dude? For real? Okay. Well, you know what? The future's looking bright. But Seattle, to me, okay, I thought, and I said it to you guys. I said, you know what? Hey, they got Russ. They need to change their scheme around. They need to do some things. And they haven't been able to put anything together. And now he's injured. And I think it's safe to say that their season is over with. And like I said, I'm disappointed because you have an experienced coaching staff. You have an experienced GM. They know what it takes to win. They built successful teams in the past. So there's no excuse why you go away from your identity, why you're not drafting players that fit the identity for the Legion of Boom, the way that the Steel Curtain, the way that the New York Jets at one time when they had the sack exchange, the way the New York Giants, when they had their 3 receivers, 1 tight end and running back, and they had those front 4 that was coming and bringing pressure, that to me is inexcusable. And the Seattle Seahawks are my disappointing team.
Definitely Seattle. They got salary cap problems too. My surprise team. People are gonna say, well, that should be a disappointing team as well. But the Detroit Lions. I expected them to be god awful bad. They aren't the best team, but they've been in every game that they've played in this year. Even in games that they shouldn't have been. Ravens barely beat them by they beat them on a 66-yard field goal. They barely lost to the Niners. They had the lead on the Packers in the first half and blew it in the end. I don't know what happened with the Bears, but they've been extremely competitive. They should have beat the Vikings. They've been extremely competitive, and that was something that I didn't expect from the Lions, especially if you're a Madden player, because when you think of the Lions, you think of like, you know what I mean, like they're garbage. But they're not really that bad. They're not that bad. They're actually they're a good team. They're a good team. So they just need receivers. And Jared Goff.
Y'all get on my nerves, yo. Y'all get on my nerves. Man. Y'all cats get on my mother nerves,
Hey,
yo.
Snipes, come on, man. We held out as long as we could, man.
My disappointment was the Detroit Lions in the PS5 Pro League. They
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
You.
Hey, Snipes, Snipes had the first pick. He decided to move back for a lucrative. I guess it was a lucrative investment.
Hey, look.
He decided to go back. But when you move back that far, you kind of forced to play with the Lions. It's not going so well for the man. But those are the real life Lions are my surprise, and the disappointment is Snipes moving back to take them Lions. But
No, real team.
Real team. My disappointment is the Tennessee Titans.
No. You don't get to pick your squad.
Why?
Come on, man.
Why?
That's not how it works.
Why? I'm extremely disappointed with them. We went
Because
out.
you're biased.
I'm not. This is. Think about this. We're running gun bunch and trip sets while we have Derrick Henry in the backfield. They went out and got Julio Jones, who we didn't need. We just needed a tight end. They could have got 2 tight ends. Could have got Hunter Henry and kept Jonnu Smith for the money we're going to be paying Julio Jones. So I thought we'd have been better off getting tight ends because of the way we play. But they wanted to go out and get Julio Jones, who's not even playing right now because he's hurt. So basically, you wasted your money.
That age is catching up to Julio.
Yeah, Julio.
Catching up to him now.
Yeah, he's always hurt now.
Yeah.
I think that wasn't a secret in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So he's Mr. Glass now. But yeah, those are my surprises and disappointments. How you guys feeling, man? How do you guys feel about the show today? I feel like it was a great show.
Oh yeah. I mean, we handled some topics today. Obviously, we had to get our EA watch.
Yeah.
EA rant and search and destroy. You know what I mean? And I mean, I think we did everything we need to do today, to get it out there to everybody, man. But, for those that haven't checked that article out yet, B-Guard put it on his Twitter. If you guys follow B-Guard, make sure you, get that from him there. You could get the full article. Read it if you have not read it yet.
It's crazy.
Hey, if you guys want to see what that dev specifically thinks about us as a community, read that article.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, no surprises there, but I will say this, B. James. I think that there were 2 things that we talked about on this particular podcast. And I don't think we've ever had a podcast where we've had 2 polarizing issues like that. Talking about Gruden in those circumstances, and then talking about the impact of this world-saving patch that everybody, you're supposed to wait. Hold off on your franchise leagues. Wait for this. This patch is going to make you a believer. It's going to make you love us. I mean, I can't even imagine, like you said before, some of the commissioners that decided to wait for this patch and they can't even play the game. And we're in the heart of football season. So I know that there's a lot of people that are playing the game. I know there's people that are following this particular issue, very, very closely. I know that you do.
They said what's your Twitter, Big Art?
It's super personal. It's super personal at this point, and I think that, again, it just adds to the frustration of just wanting to play a game that we love, just wanting to be able to compete at a high level. And we're not having that opportunity. And like Snipe said, we're going to have to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go elsewhere.
I gotta tell y'all.
I think some of us already went elsewhere.
I gotta tell y'all yesterday.
Can I get a hookup on them coins? Can I get a hookup on them coins? Can I get a discount?
Hey, man. No, you can't. All right, I gotta tell y'all, I was so heated yesterday. No. I was actually gonna go to Brian. I was gonna go to Brian and say, "You better take that Madden out, Madden Underground right now." Like,
it's called Underground.
we just the Underground podcast now.
Hey, it was like B-Guard's rants on Twitter. Tell me your Twitter, B-Guard, because his rants on Twitter.
@BGuard_21.
And the things that he says to devs, which he represents, his opinion and voices are his own.
Okay, we doing this. Okay.
But his definitely went on a tirade yesterday and this morning and this afternoon and probably tonight. But he went in on all the devs. He name dropped in his tweets and everything. So like, it ain't no yes men at Madden Underground. We get nothing. We gain nothing. The things that we've accomplished, that we've accomplished and we've done without the help of said entities. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we made a way. So we able to maneuver on our own because we not vested. We don't have a vested interest in the company. It's the people in the community that we invest in. So. Yeah, we always gonna speak from the heart. We always gonna speak freely and things like that. And you're never gonna get no yes men out of nobody representing Madden Underground because we ain't with the yes men stuff. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of
they don't pay me enough to not care. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now.
So definitely, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next week, man. Next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure y'all keep it locked.
Don't forget Friday.
Oh, it's Friday night game of the week, 7:15 Pacific. It'll probably be Snipes and Philly guy because I'll be at work too.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So
hey,
yeah,
man, before we go, you guys said you wanted to see.
Oh yeah, we got to see the jersey,
the softball jersey. So here it is. It says I'd hit that. Okay. We also got Donkey right here.
Okay.
Okay, and then my name is if you guys can see it, it's Heavy Webbies. All right.
Okay.
Heavy Webbies.
Okay.
Heavy Webbies. That's right.
Why is Donkey from Shrek on the jersey?
You have to ask the person who designed them. I have no idea.
They're like, hey, you just want some wild stuff on there? I got you.
Hey.
Got you. So
you'd have to ask that person. I don't know why. I like it.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. So we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you guys keep it locked, hit that follow, like, subscribe, or wherever you may be watching that. Appreciate you guys.